What's up, Falcons Nation? It's your boy Jew coming at you with another Atlanta Falcons video. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. In today's video, I want to give my post-game thoughts for yesterday's loss against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you know when I've done Atlanta Falcons content. Hit that like button for your boy. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys for your continued support, continuing to share out my content on all the social media platforms. If you'd like to follow your boy on Twitter and Instagram, you can follow me at Jew Talk Sports. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can donate to my Cash App, which is the $ Jew Talk Sports. And if you'd like to be a part of my Jew Talk Sports membership, you can hit that join tab here on the channel as well. But with that being said, let's jump right into the video. So in today's video, I do want to give my post-game thoughts on yesterday's loss against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This was a game that was vital to our playoff hopes. The Falcons still can make the playoffs if we win out and win our division. But this was a huge game because now the Tampa Bay Buccaneers own the tiebreaker over the Atlanta Falcons by percentages, about alike opponents. Because we played alike opponents, the Buccaneers, I believe, have one more win over NFC outer conference opponents. So they would get in, if we end up with the same record, they would get in the playoffs over our Atlanta Falcons. So this was a very pivotal game. And I was very upset that the Falcons lost this game because this was, we had many opportunities to win this game. The first thing that stood out to me, and I talked about this yesterday during our post-game show with the heavy hitters, is that Arthur Smith, his play calling was terrible. Him, Dave Ragone, their game plan in this game was terrible. You guys know that I believe in the trenches, and the Atlanta Falcons on offense, because Arthur Smith is the play caller, both him and Dave Ragone. In this game, he did a poor job of using his strengths and playing to his strengths. We know that the Atlanta Falcons are a run-first team. We know that we're top 5 in the league in rushing. And for whatever reason in this game, Arthur Smith went away from the run game in the first half. And that really was the downfall for this Atlanta Falcons team. He didn't really run the ball until late in the third quarter and early fourth quarter. And I feel like if we would have ran the ball in this game more than we passed the ball, we would have won this football game. I've been looking at a trend for this Atlanta Falcons team, and pretty much every single game that we've won this year, we ran the ball more than we passed the ball. So that just goes to show this Atlanta Falcons team has to run the football in order to win games. That's why our bread is buttered on this Atlanta Falcons team. I've been saying it since the season started. And to be honest, I'm just completely tired of Arthur Smith and his lackluster play calling. Both him and Dave Ragone. We're in week 13, now going into week 14. We played 13 games. We now sit at 6-7. And at this point, I don't know what it's going to take for these guys to do what works. I always talk about it's the coach's job to put players in positions to succeed. And I just feel like Arthur Smith is doing a poor job of putting guys in position to succeed. It was a lot of pluses and positive things to take out of this game other than us losing the game. I mean, Desmond Ridder threw the ball really well in this game, had 300+ yards passing. Drake London put the NFL on notice yesterday with a great performance, 10 receptions for over 150 yards. He was doing his thing all game long. Desmond Ridder finally was throwing the ball up and giving him opportunities deep down the field. And I've been saying this for years, since we've had Drake London the last 2 years. His strength is going up and high pointing the football down the field. And we've seen in this game that he's virtually impossible to stop when he's high pointing the football because he's a former basketball player, former basketball star. He's a guy that's very good at winning the 50-50 balls, winning those high points, going up and high pointing the football. He's hard to stop. And we've seen Desmond Ridder late in the game throw it up with 2 guys on Drake London. And two times in this game, you've seen him go up and high point the football. You've seen at the end of the game when he came up about 2 or 3 yards short, he was able to go up and high point the football with 3 guys around him. And then you've seen early in that fourth quarter where we had that drive prior to them going down and having that winning drive. We've seen Desmond Ridder throw the ball like 50 yards plus down the field. And Drake London went up against the safety and the corner, was able to high point the football. So in this game, he put the NFL on notice. that he's a dog and that he's one of those guys that should get more opportunities as this season wanes on. And when we actually ran the ball in this game, Bijan Robinson had a big run on a jet sweep. We seen Tyler Algier do what he does when he gets the ball, being physical, running up the middle of the teeth of the defense. We seen guys do some really, really good things in this game. We seen Desmond Ritter on the read option, being able to, get past the linebacker on the outside linebacker and go in for a score. So we seen in this game that this Atlanta Falcons offense is very capable of being very explosive. But for whatever reason, Arthur Smith and Dave Ragone, they're holding this team back. I put it on Arthur Smith mainly because he's the head coach of this team. I hate to put wins and losses on one person, but to me, when I look at this Falcons team, they're way too talented to be losing as many games as we've been losing. And it's mainly coming down to coaching. We're not understanding situational football. I continue to say it. I've been saying it over and over again when it comes to Arthur Smith and his coaching staff, but mainly Arthur Smith and the offensive play calling. He's doing a bad job of putting guys in positions to succeed. He's doing a terrible job at continuing to run the football. We've seen every single game this Atlanta Falcons team, for the most part, has gotten out to slow starts when we come out throwing the ball. So it's like we're coming out in these games instead of relying on what we do best. We're coming out in these games and playing left-handed, which doesn't make sense. If you're a right-handed player, why would you come out shooting left-handed? And that's what we're doing in these games. We're coming out and playing to our weaknesses. And yesterday was to me, the worst game plan of the season because you had so many guys that were injured on the offensive line. So why would you try to throw the ball and have your guys pass protecting when you had 4 starting offensive linemen, drop during the game? That doesn't make sense. So I don't understand what Arthur Smith is thinking. I was very disappointed in the way that this Atlanta Falcons team, as far as Arthur Smith, the way that he coached the game and the coaching staff, where nobody, stepped up to the plate and basically, went to Arthur Smith stating that we needed to change the game plan. It was just too late in the third and fourth quarter for us to try to miraculously change our game plan when we should have been doing that from the first quarter. So, like I said, I keep saying it over and over again when it comes to Arthur Smith. His arrogance is going to get him fired, to be honest. I don't want to see him get fired because I think that he's a solid play caller, but I do believe that he needs a veteran coach. He needs somebody to answer to, whether it's Jerry Gray, whether it's whoever on this team. Jerry Gray, I believe, is assistant head coach. He needs to be that guy in Arthur Smith's ear in situational football decisions, as far as when to call a timeout, when to change the game plan, or tell him different things that he's out there seeing. But whatever it's going to take, they better do it now because the season right now is on life support. We can't afford to lose any more games at this point if they want to make the playoffs and have a winning season. But with that being said, you guys give me your thoughts on this game. Before I close the video, I definitely want to give a shout out to the defense. The defense played stellar. They played really, really well. For us to be missing a lot of our guys, Nate Landman was out in this game. David Onyemata was out in this game. And these guys stood up every time. Those guys, especially in the first half, they did a really, really good job. Outside of the last drive of the game, the defense played stellar. AJ Terrell showed you why he should be getting a big contract after this season. Locking up Mike Evans, only had 1 catch for 8 yards. Guys like Clark Phillips played really, really well on the opposite of AJ Terrell. He almost came away with an interception. Jesse Bates continues to do what he does. And the whole defense as a whole just played really, really well. And Ryan Nielsen on his side of the ball, he's holding things, holding it down. I put it on the offense. The offense has to step up. We know that football is the ultimate team sport. And when it came down to the end of the game, yes, the defense didn't close the deal, but I can't place this game on the defense because there was way too many opportunities for this offense to get the job done. But with that being said, you guys give me your thoughts on this game. I have a lot more content coming for you guys, but as always, Falcons Nation, rise up, be blessed. Peace.